Are you a truck camper enthusiast ready to explore the road less traveled? If so, listen up. When researching truck campers, I wasn't sure which way to go, pop-up or hard-sided. I ended up with a hard-sided, but after a few sticky situations with my heavy setup, I realized the appeal of a more versatile rig. In this video, we'll break down the pros and cons of each type of truck camper, helping you find the perfect match for your adventures.
So today I'm with Scott. He has a North Star pop-up that he's been living in full time. So we're just going to discuss the differences between a hard-sided camper, which is what I have, and a pop-up, which Scott has.
Let me first say, both of our campers are slide-in campers without any slide-outs to expand the living space. They both have similar water tank size, and each has a full wet bath.
I think one of the big things is gas mileage. How's your gas mileage?
10 to 11.
Okay. So I was thinking it was going to be a big difference.
I don't think most truck camper rigs get much difference, no matter what you're doing.
Wow.
Yeah.
That surprises me.
Yeah.
Because mine, I get about 10 to 11.
Okay.
Yeah. And I was thinking, because the pop-up, it's more aerodynamic.
Yeah.
That you would get more gas, miles.
I have bigger tires than you do.
Okay.
That might be a difference too, where maybe I could improve it, but I decided to go with a more rugged off-road tire.
Okay.
Because the rig is an off-road rig, and even though I don't use it that much for that, it's still nice to have the capability.
That is another plus, that you can go off-road with yours, because he has a 4x4 truck.
Yes.
So he can go into the backcountry where mine is not going to go into the backcountry. It's just too heavy, too wobbly.
Yeah, and you don't have 4x4, which...
I don't have 4x4, right.
And I can go on sand.
Okay.
Which is critical, because I have been on the coast of Oregon in a couple places where I found where you can remote camp on a beach, which is rare in the U.S. nowadays. I do know a couple places that are special, and most people can't get to them.
Are you keeping them to yourself?
I'll just say it's near the Umpqua River, if anybody knows Oregon.
This feels a lot more open than mine does.
Yes, and I think a lot of it has to do with the cabinetry and around the top of yours for storage, which I don't have. For obvious reasons, because it pops up. They can't put anything permanent around the perimeter. And yours has the benefit of added storage because you don't need to pop it down. So that does make this one seem more expansive. And of course they can put windows all the way around due to that fact.
Yeah, that is another plus.
It's very light and airy, and that's why I drew us to it.
I have the big windows, but it's not like this. It's not like a 360-degree view.
It has a nightshade. In case it's raining or really windy, it's got like a plexiglass or a plastic liner in the middle that'll block the wind and the rain, but still allow light in. And then it goes full down, of course, and just a bug screen to get full air movement if it's really nice out. It was kind of their weak spot on these campers, was their zippers. This one's already a problem, and it's new, so you got to be a little careful.
Scott explained when his camper was 8 years old, the canvas topper had issues with the zippers, creasing material, and dry rotting. In my research, I have found that other people have had issues with the zippers and windows also.
It got a lot of use because it's up and down a lot. Most people don't live in these rigs full time, so it would get longer use. And being in the desert, 7 winters probably made it harsher.
He had a company make another topper that he replaced himself.
The half door, you said that a lot of pop-up campers have a half door.
Most do, I believe. The Alaskan is the only one I think that has an absolute full door. and that's a whole different style than this one. I've only been in a couple different truck campers, so can't say for all of them.
In comparison, my hard-sided camper has a full door.
It's a lot lighter.
We just looked at the weight, 1,000 pounds lighter than yours.
Yeah.
Yes, 1,000 pounds.
That's a lot of weight.
It is a lot of weight.
Oh, is that the dry weight or
that's
the
wet weight?
That's the wet weight.
Mine's 22. Yours is 32.
Wow.
Yeah,
wow,
mine's
so that is a lot of weight.
So that's a big difference, 1,000 pounds. But
yeah.
This is a lot more wear and tear on your truck, and you may also have to have a more heavy-duty truck to support the weight. That is a significant expense.
And I have 36-gallon tank, which is almost the same as yours, and pretty much a gray tank with a cassette toilet, which I think is pretty much what you have.
I have a rig standard RV toilet.
You do? Okay.
With an 18-gallon black
Okay.
tank. Insulation, because like it seems to me the hard-sided would be better insulated to sound and to temperature differences.
It is.
Okay.
That's a negative of this. Wind causes issues, high winds. You can put it down and sleep on the dinette, but with one person that's okay. If you got two people, you're kind of in a crunch there. But yeah, it's not insulated as well. They do call it a 4-season camper, but I don't think I'd want to camp in this in real winter. No. No, I wouldn't. I think it'd be hard to keep it warm. Unless you put the top down and left it down and just lived in, this high of space.
Yes. Yeah.
More like a van. You wouldn't be able to stand up, which makes it hard.
Really, you can't use your back.
The bed's off limits. That's a negative in many ways, is the insulation and the sound. I don't do urban areas or I don't camp near roads typically.
You don't have an air conditioner.
No air conditioning.
I think it would be hard to put an air conditioner on these, right?
It would be hard to crank it up. I have a manual system because I don't want electronic.
Okay.
I don't want it breaking. I have had this break. I fixed it myself. The brackets broke. I don't camp where it's hot, typically. Most of us move around with the weather.
My hard-sided camper has an air conditioning unit that only works when I'm plugged in to shore power. This is a necessity for me, especially with my dogs.
Storage, because you mentioned mine has upper head cabinets that it might have more storage. Do you feel like you have enough storage in here?
I have, only because I use the truck as a storage unit too.
Okay.
Which you probably do too.
I do too.
To some extent.
Yeah.
Mine's bigger than yours though. I have an extended full four-door vehicle where you have a
extended cab.
Yeah.
So it's not as much room.
But I use the back and the front seat. But the storages, they maximize space as much as they could. Which for most people, one person would probably be great. I mean, I've had two in here and you can do it. It's just, you got to be limiting.
In comparison, my hard-sided camper has upper cabinets on both sides, a full closet, and lower cabinets in the kitchen.
So you have a wet bath?
It's a wet bath with cassette toilet and a shower. And with a lot of water storage, there's no problems with water.
You have
36 gallons, 6-gallon hot water heater, propane furnace.
My bathroom has a sink, toilet, shower, and hot water.
So it's fully contained.
Yes.
So do you ever stay anywhere like a Harvest Host or anywhere like that where you have to be fully?
Well, we just had Fountain of Youth.
Okay.
For almost 2 months, hot springs retirement resort near Salton Sea. And they require you to be self-contained to be in there.
My hard-sided camper is also self-contained with a full kitchen and bathroom with shower.
What about wind?
Occasionally you get those really bad wind events where it could blow all night long and really be horrible. And I typically I will put the top down
Okay.
quickly.
It's really windy.
And but once it starts blowing, it's hard to get the top down because it just the system, it requires a vacuum. You shut everything up, basically make it airtight, and then you put the fan on, and it produces like this vacuum inside, and it pulls the walls in. And that's how it pulls these walls inside, like this way, so it doesn't get caught in the frame on the roof. And when it does that, when the wind's blowing, it won't close properly.
Okay.
And so if you know a bad wind event is coming, you may want to act preliminarily, take precautions.
Okay.
If you can.
Using the stable camper system in my hard-sided camper has dramatically improved my ability to cope with the wind. I have ridden out a level 1 hurricane and barely felt the wind.
That's what I like about these is I can pack up in 10-15 minutes and be gone. You probably can too.
I can if the truck is on the camper.
Oh sure, if the truck's on the camper.
If the truck is off the camper, it takes me a while.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
When you remove mine twice in 6.5 years, there's no need for me to remove it. Let me ask you, why do you remove yours so often?
I'm at a campground for more than 3 days, or if I'm going somewhere because I have the dogs and I want to leave the dogs in the camper. It seems like you have great ventilation because you have it's like a fantastic fan, or
that's a fantastic fan. It's a 3-way fan. The door being open, the windows, all these other windows, there's ventilation on this is definitely not a problem. Typically it's the other way around, trying to get it airtight when it's cold.
Because in the desert the temperature drops down.
It does. Electric blankets was one key to it. Plugging them in at night. With an inverter, we were able to have plug-ins, and then of course the furnace. You can at least put it on low and 45 or 40, so it doesn't get really, really cold in here.
In my hard-sided camper, ventilation is never an issue with the awning-style windows, and I have a max air fan. Also, I love the Aldi heating system. It is quiet and efficient, and there are never any cold spots. It has been snowing out, and I would not have known it because I am warm and toasty inside.
It seems like there's no sleeping in because it gets light in the morning, right?
Yeah, it's not going to stay dark. I don't sleep in.
Okay.
Really, I'm up with the sun. I think a lot of us out here live the circadian lifestyle of up with the sun, down with the sun. So yeah, it's going to be lighter. If that's an issue, it's going to be harder to sleep in. Or if you need to sleep during the day, that could be a real problem.
Yeah.
If you're working and need to sleep during the day, that could be an issue. When you being a traveling nurse, that could be an issue. Because I'm sure you get nighttime shifts.
That's one thing I like about mine. When the shades are up, it's really, really dark in there.
Yours is, yes.
Yeah.
Yep. But it also makes it more dark during the day, even because you don't have the openness.
Right. That is true.
But, yeah.
I mean, the windows are fairly large, but it's not like this.
No.
It's not.
No, this is very
This feels
different.
very light and bright and open. Compared. So would you recommend this rig for full-time?
Yeah.
For anyone?
Yeah, part-time or full-time. Yeah, for sure.
There are a lot of pluses above the hard-sided, but I don't know. Maybe it's even.
Yeah, it depends on how much openness you want and better off-road capabilities. If you're not going to go off-roading, it's not as critical. Maybe the hard shell might be better. But if you want to go off-road at all, which is one of the benefits of this rig, then it really shines.
My hard-sided 2021 New Camp Sears 820 was $37,000 when I bought it new in 2020. A new Camp Sears 820 model costs around $50,000 with upwards to $61,000 for the full lithium package. Scott paid $16,000 for his Northstar SC850 in 2019 when it was 2 years old. A new model Northstar SC850 pop-up runs around $32,000. As for me, I'm happy with my decision to live in a hard-sided truck camper. I love not having to pop it up to use it fully, and I love the insulation and temperature control, especially with the 2 dogs. Both rigs are awesome. Both rigs will take you on a fabulous adventure. So it's up to you. Which one would you choose? Which one fits your style more? Thank you so much for coming along. I hope this helped you out. I'm sending positivity and love to everybody. See you on the road.